So if you watched my video on the Jerry's Artorama Art Haul, their buy it, try it section where you can buy items for $1.75 or $2.75, you'll remember that I purchased this little SoHo kit of acrylic paints, this shades of a gray, violet gray acrylic paint, and a whole bunch of inexpensive brushes. Some of them came in sets and they were very inexpensive. And I did say at some point I would test them and get back to you and let you know what I thought of them. I have been using some of these brushes, and I have to say, I mean, they are cheap brushes, but I have to say, I love this one. It's the Pro Stroke 4 Premium White Bristle Creative Mark. I like that one for interesting mark making. This one I love. You may have seen me use this in a couple of videos already. This one is the Mimic Hog Creative Mark, Filbert number 6. By the way, I'll put a link to the video at the end of this video on an end card, and I'll try to remember to list it in the show notes below the video too. But anyways, so I've used some of the fine ones, a couple of the fine ones. I used this one. I actually don't think was part of that. I think this is from something else. So I've used some of these fine ones in paintings, and I was able to get nice fine lines. I don't know if you can see here, but there are some stray hairs poking out already, but they worked great. I was able to get some nice fine lines. Those are the Black Swan Creative Mark, Filbert in a round, number 4 Filbert in a number 2 round. And this Pro Stroke number 1 Premium White Bristle by Creative Mark completely splayed out on me after like one use. And I don't know if you just saw that, the hairs are falling out. So, I don't know. Some of them are great. This one wasn't so great, but because this is all splayed out and funky, I can still get some cool marks with this. So what I thought I would do, I don't really have any plan. I thought I would just take these little SoHo paints out. And if you watch that video, you'll remember it was kind of an odd assortment of permanent red, phthalo blue, and yellow ochre golden. So I'm going to add some white. I'm going to get some white and add white to this set and just do some abstract, putting some paint around, maybe mixing some colors together and see what I get that I will eventually turn into either an abstract landscape or just an abstract. This is the back of the pastel painting that I did, where I thinned the pastel with walnut oil and a little bit of Gamsol. So that, I don't know if you can see it in here, but some of the oil did leak through the back. So that might be interesting to see what happens with that. See how that affects the acrylic paint. Okay, let me go get some white. I've got my water just off camera, and we'll see what happens. I grabbed a few different whites to see. I'm not sure which I'm going to want to use yet, so I grabbed some gesso and some titanium white. It's Golden's Fluid Acrylics. I rarely use fluid acrylics, but I think it's something I might like to explore more. And Golden's heavy-bodied titanium white. Not sure which I'll use, or maybe I'll use multiple ones. Okay, let's see what these colors look like. The yellow ochre. The permanent red. and the phthalo blue. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to mix the phthalo blue with some white because it's such a strong color. First, I think I'll lay out just a little bit of each color without any dilution. So, just to see what the actual color looks like. It's not making a great orange, making a dull kind of orange. Which is probably to be expected with the yellow ochre being that was yellow ochre, right? Yellow ochre. A muted yellow. It's a nice muted pink. I'm liking that color. Okay, we'll do the phthalo blue straight. And then do it with a little red. I didn't gesso these pages, so it's real. The paper is really soaking up the paint. Very dark purple. Nice purples. I'm going to take the yellow ochre and add some white. It's a color I like. I forget if I said I'm using the number 4 Pro Stroke Power Acryl by Creative Mark. It says 101 FR. Oh, I love that color. I'm a yellow ochre lover. We already mixed the blue with some white on its own. Now, I take that with a little bit of the red. Nice purple. Light, very lavender, I guess I would say. Ooh, pretty lavender. Let's see. I thought of gessoing the paper, which I used to do all the time when I was painting with acrylics, but I'm kind of experimenting getting away from that a little bit and allowing the paper to soak it up and building layers on top of that. Okay, so we mixed the yellow. Let's mix the yellow ochre with a little bit of the blue. Nice green. So far the only color that I wasn't really crazy about with the mixes was the, ooh, I like that color, was the orange. I didn't get a good orange. I did get a, kind of muddied orange, but I like that color. I really like this brush. This one and the other one I mentioned, they seem to be able to take a lot of abuse. I mean, they are, I don't know if you can see, there's hairs splitting off already. But it's nice for scrubbing around like this. You can achieve a nice dark. I add a pinch more red to that. Okay, so this is a mix of the phthalo blue, yellow ochre, and titanium white. All right, so that's just a few of the colors that you can mix with the SoHo set from the Jerry's Artorama Buy It, Try It page. And I did my Buy It, Try It order quite a while ago. So as I said in the video where I show everything that I bought from the pages, they change what they offer on the Buy It, Try It pages. So these may not be available anymore, but if they're not, they'll have something else to try. That was kind of a fun experiment. I've actually been dying to try these out since I ordered them, but I had all those pastel videos that I did with the 3 different types of pastels, so that was fun. I didn't add any of the 12 Shades of Gray, Violet Gray, just because I wanted to stick to the set to see what I could mix with the set. They are a little shiny. Not terribly shiny, but this mix, probably the darker colors are shinier. These colors, the colors with the titanium white, the golden, are flatter. But you can see a little bit of shine there. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Pro Stroke 101 FR Power Acryl by Creative Mark, number 4. Like the really long handle. Okay. And there's some of the other ones I bought from the Buy It, Try It page that I'll be trying out. It's really fun. Check out that video that I did on the Buy It, Try It, where it shows you where the link is on their page. Like I said, I'll post an end card at the end of this video, and I'll put a link there, and I'll try to remember to put a link in the video description below the show notes. I was thinking of coming back into it with some sketching. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet. I've thought about ink with a brush, ink with a dip pen, maybe my Nero pencils by Cretacolor's Nero Extra Soft, which is pretty dark, or the paint pen that I got from Jerry's Artorama's Buy It, Try It. Possibly one of these Signo Uniballs. I'm not sure. So many options. I think I'll just start in and see what feels right. I like sort of sketchy lines. I don't want my lines to be too contoury. I want them to have a sketchy element to them. So I don't want to think about it too much, but I do want to kind of play with composition a little bit. Like I'm picturing these now as sort of a background of trees that connects to over on the other side of the page over here. So there's a couple of things I'm trying to figure out with this at this point, and I think I need to step back from it for a while before I go any further. I'm trying to decide whether to continue this line to connect these two elements together, or whether to break this up as if these were sort of towering evergreens that are breaking up the space. But then there's another, and then this maybe would be another batch of trees, but then there's another part of me that wants to leave all of this unworked. See, that's the great thing about going in with a Nero first, is it instead of a pen is you can erase it. I don't know, I haven't worked with Nero enough to know if I can then go over these dark elements with a pen if I wanted to, a paint pen. If I remember correctly, I think Nero is charcoal with oil in it, but I don't remember for sure. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I need to decide if I'm going to connect these elements and continue these as trees, or if I just want to leave this as like a sunset sort of feel. Just leave this whole area abstract and the sky abstract. Although, you know me, I have a really, really hard time not putting birds in. It's almost impossible for me not to put birds in. One of the problems when I video myself working on a piece is that I tend to sit down because the camera angle is easier, and it really prevents me from being able to back up every minute or so to see what is happening with my composition. So that's tricky because I really feel like I need to get back from it and see what's happening. But for now, part of me also wants to put a little porch coming off of here, but I feel like this is a little beach area and I don't want to mess. I think I want to leave that sort of leading into the lake. I think I'm gonna leave it. The other thing I have to decide is if I'm gonna go into these areas that I've drawn and refine them at all with paint. And if I'm not, I probably want to darken these windows, or do I want to put styles in the windows? Is that too illustrative? Might be too illustrative. I might not want to. Yeah, I think I just want them dark for now. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Sit with it for a little bit. I really don't want to overwork it, and that is so easy. I'm so good at overworking things. Although I'm kind of dying to put some little critters in this field or this field, but nothing more for now. I got to go with my instinct and leave it. I feel like I already made my birds too big and a little too prominent. Okay, gonna sit with it. Before I go, I got curious. I'm gonna take another one of these brushes and just go in and see if the Nero pencil is water soluble. Actually, I could try these little marks I made on here. A little bit. Let's see what happens if I do it on the windows where I did it thicker. Yeah, it is moving a little bit. That's interesting. I kind of didn't think it would. Interesting. Moves a little bit. Now that's kind of fun because it's such a light bit that it moves. It would be fun to do some value studies with that, or some shading. Really like some of these cheap brushes I got from Jerry's Artorama. Again, I'll put a link on the end card to the Buy It, Try It video. Okay.